Mrs. Rogers' Chicken Enchilada Show 101. It's a show that I think is cool because we're going to recognize Mexican heritage. Today is Uno de Mayo, and you all know a lot of Americans and Mexicans celebrate a holiday called Cinco de Mayo. Anyways, I'm making enchiladas in the name of Cinco de Mayo holiday. So, what are enchiladas? Enchiladas are just a corn tortilla filled with stuffing of your choice, rolled up, and then put into like savory sauce and then baked in the oven for a little bit. And they're so good. Everybody in the world has probably had an enchilada in one form or another. But I'm using yellow corn tortillas this morning. You can use white corn tortillas. You can use flour tortillas. Heck, you can even make a casserole, enchilada casserole, and not use any tortillas at all. Maybe use some corn chips and throw it in there in the mix and bake it in the oven. That's probably going to come out pretty good. But enchiladas are rooted in the Mexican language. It's the rituals, religions, and traditions. The enchilada is a fabulous delight that is considered totally Mexican, and yet it continues to evolve beyond the borders even today. So, Cinco de Mayo. What is Cinco de Mayo? Well, Cinco de Mayo is May 5th. It's the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla. This is when the Mexican army defeated the French. No other country, including Mexico, celebrates Cinco de Mayo more than the United States. In fact, in the United States, Cinco de Mayo was first celebrated in Southern California in 1863, 1 year after the Battle of Puebla. So, ever since then, Cinco de Mayo has been a popular holiday in May. So here we are just before Cinco de Mayo, learning how to make chicken enchiladas. I hope you get some tips and tricks that I have. It's pretty simple. It's an easy recipe. There are a few more ingredients in enchiladas than there are in other recipes that I might do, but they're fairly inexpensive. I think I spent about $15 on all of the ingredients to put together these chicken enchiladas. And that $15, I think, could serve a family of 5 maybe. That's not bad. You go to McDonald's, you spend like $8 a piece on a meal. Man, these enchiladas, they're gonna be so good. Anyways, I hope my demonstration inspires you. I hope you get tips and tricks. I did prep some food ahead of time, and I'll go through the ingredients. Chicken enchiladas, of course, needs chicken. I have chicken in a bowl. So what I did is I bought one of those rotisserie chickens from Stater Brothers last night. And as soon as I got home, I pulled it apart, and it falls off the bone fairly easily, and put it in a bowl. And for my enchiladas, all I do is take those torn off pieces of chicken and just chop it up into bite-sized chunks that will help ease the rolling process when it's time to roll the enchiladas. So there you go. Chicken in a bowl. Step 1. The other ingredients I'm using are green chilies, green enchilada sauce. Now, when you make enchiladas, you might choose to make beef enchiladas. The common practice of using green sauce goes with making chicken enchiladas, and then the red sauce usually goes with beef or steak or hamburger enchiladas. But, you make it however you want to make it. And I have corn tortillas, chopped black olives. All I did was get a can of black olives like that. I drained them, opened the can, drained them, put them on the cutting board, and just chopped them up with a knife, like that. I'm using onion, and of course, If you don't like onion, you can eliminate it. I love onion. I just took an onion, chopped it in half, peeled it, put it on the cutting board, chopped it in chunks about like that. And then green onions, those are those otherwise known as scallions, those long green skinny things that look like an onion on the end. They have green stalks on them. That's what this is. I'm going to reserve the green part here to put on top of the enchiladas after they come out of the oven. And then I'll actually mix this into the ingredients for rolling the enchiladas. What else? I have a big old bag of Mexican blended cheese. And that's all I'm using for chicken enchiladas. Remember, it's not just Roger's way or the highway. It's any way you want to make it. This is the way I'm gonna make it. So, here's how I do it. Have the chopped chicken in the bowl. I'll put the olives in first. The way I do it, I just kind of look at it and say, that looks like that's gonna work out pretty good there. No measuring spoons or cups. Onions, I like onions. I'll just kind of dump in as many onions as I think will work for me and my taste. And of course, my family, my grandkids, I gotta consider their taste too. Now, green chilies, I love these things. They're not spicy, but they have a chili flavor to them. I'm just gonna go ba-bam! There we go. All of the green chilies included. And then another thing I like to do, let me tell you this. You might have heard me say this before at school. I like meat and cheese. I like things meaty and cheesy. So I'm gonna take a big old handful of cheese, dump it in the bowl, like that. And here's what I do. I mix that up a little bit like that. Just combine all the ingredients. I take a little bit of this green sauce from the can. Add a little bit in there. Like I said, you don't have to measure these things. You can eyeball it. If you put too much of one thing, just put a little bit more of the other, right? I don't know if you can see the texture of all this. But now we have the filling for Roger's Chicken Enchiladas 101 done. Now, one thing I forgot to do at the beginning of this show is I forgot to tell you a couple of corny jokes. I like doing that. So, I'm going to do that right now. What do you call a bird that's afraid to fly? Chicken. Chicken. Here's another one. What do chickens study in college? Business, math, what, science? No. Economics. Get it? Chickens study economics in college. Now here's the last one. This one's kind of cool. You'll get this. What do you get when you cross a chicken with a cow? No. Roost beef. Get it? Roost beef. There you go. Those are Roger's Jokes 101. The way I do this, I use a glass baking dish. And I also use, let me go this way. Yeah, see, I should have practiced this more. I take the green sauce, put it in a pan, and the pan is basically just a vessel to hold the sauce, and I'll show you why in a second. So I grab some of these corn tortillas, and I just dunk a few of them in the sauce, just like that. And what that does is it gets the tortilla saucy. I like to think saucy, cheesy, meaty. This is saucy. It's going to be cheesy. It's going to be meaty. And these are, I guess these are large or king size yellow corn tortillas. So, and you know, you get your fingers wet doing this. That's okay. The sink's right there. If I need to rinse off, I'll just go back there and rinse off. But I like to slop the sauce around like this. And then all I do is pop one in the pan. I take an amount of filling that I think is appropriate. I hope you guys can see that. It looks like you can. That's a lot of filling. But that's going to make it meaty and cheesy. And watch. I take my 2 thumbs on the back, just push the ingredients up as I pull the tortilla up and start rolling it up into a nice enchilada, and then gently slide it up to the edge of the pan. Just like that. And then we do this about 6 or 7 more times, but I just keep doing this for about, I think I can fit about 8 or 9. So just put your thumbs on the back, push the ingredients forward or backwards as you push the tortilla forward. Just kind of gently roll it like that. When you get to the bottom, just gently shove it up next to the other one. You don't want to push them tight. If you push them tight, it's kind of, whoops. There's a blooper there. If you push them up tight, then when you go to bake them, it's just going to come out like a enchilada casserole, which is okay, but you just won't get the shape like you might want for presentation-wise when you go to serve the enchilada. So, you know, making enchilada mistakes as you're making them, you can fix it and make it work. Oh, and see how I ran out of room in the pan to lay the tortilla on, so I just used the other enchiladas that I've made as a stand to hold it so I can roll it. And then I just gently roll it this way and then gently pull it back and just kind of make it fit in like that. A couple more to go. Let me finish this. I like to make, like the last one that I make, it goes on the, they go on the sides right here. I usually stuff that one with like twice as much filling just for me. And then I know which one it is. It's the one on the side. So you can do that too when you make your enchiladas. But anyways, see across this pan, we got 2, 4, 6, 7, and we have enough room for, oh, we need more. That one's for me. So you can put as much in there as you want. Then you can adjust your rolling technique. Just kind of flap it like that. Looks good. And then this one, we'll dip in some sauce. We'll set it on there. Put a big old spoonful of filling in there. And then, boom. I'm gonna rinse my hands off now. And then get going. One thing I forgot to do. What do you guys think I forgot to do before I started? I forgot to set my oven to 400 because I have to bake these things. And then always check the oven when you turn it on to preheat. I had the pizza stone in there. We don't want that in there. The last couple of steps to make Roger's chicken enchiladas. I take a big old handful. I like things cheesy, meaty, saucy. And I don't care how much cheese I put on there. I just grab it until it's gone. Kinda. I won't do that here because I have a lot of cheese. spread it around, make it even so it cooks even. Cover it with a pizza. I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys see that? Okay. There you go. And I just noticed one thing I forgot to put in were the green onions, but that's not really a big mistake. I can use those to put on top of the enchiladas when they come out, like I said before. This is the way I make chicken enchiladas. Remember, it's not just Roger's way or the highway. It's any way you want to make it. I hope you guys got some tips and tricks, and I hope you try this recipe soon. Do it your way. Send me some photos. Thanks for coming.